We are back with my man, Eric Mitchell, the master of disaster, the king of sting, Apollo Creed. He's from Philly, so we have to get that Philadelphia love.
That's right, that's right.
Philadelphia love. So, guys, we are going back to basics at the Parisi Speed School. We are going back to the core warm-up fundamentals, and today we're gonna talk about the gate swing. Now, I know a lot of athletes are probably burnt out of the gate swing. I know people have said in the past, oh, the warm-up needs to change, and obviously with our training management system, a lot of new stuff, a lot of new warm-up strategies, but not necessarily a lot of new exercises all the time, but how we do those exercises, how they're coached. So let's deep dive into the gate swing. So first thing, we're going to get into the open position in the gate swing, and I want Eric to get into a sumo position. So how I coach this, I like to get into that sumo, so the forearms against the thighs there, and you're going to push your knees out with your thighs. So Eric's in a nice athletic deceleration position here, back flat, neutral spine, and he's actually in a sumo, and kind of rock those hips a little bit, kind of, open up those knees and separate them a little bit more and kind of rotate those hips. There you go. Kind of get them into that position. That's the first thing I like to do here. The next thing, we're going to put your hands on the inside of the knees. Now we're going to go into a gate swing. And what I like to tell my athletes is when they close the gate, imagine this is a hot stove. So your feet are coming on this hot stove. You don't want to stay in there too long. And then you're going to come back out to 2 buckets of ice water. Your feet are in 2 buckets of ice water here. So we're going to close and open real fast and then open. Good. Now, pause for a second. So I want the athletes, each rep, to take a pause. So close and open. There you go. I'll wait a second. Go. Close and open. Good. That's 2. Close and open. 3. Close and open. 4. Close and open. 5. Close and open. 6. Close and open. 7. Close and open. 8. Now back into sumo. Good. Push the knees out. Rock those hips. Open it up. And just like that, and stand up. Now, I'll typically do a couple sets like that. So we've slowed down the movement. We've slowed it down to close and open and really focus on opening up that groin, that sumo position, getting the athlete into this sumo position and having them really push out and kind of just rocking a little bit here. Just opening up those hips and then going back into that gate swing and then back into the sumo for 5 to 10 seconds, because the groin is definitely one of the most vulnerable muscle groups, right? And really, when it's injured, it is a pain in the neck to get better.
Yeah, I would say that that's actually one of the focuses that we have to be more with coaches now, is that mobility in the hips is really important. Not so much flexibility, that mobility now, because the adductors and the groin are really vulnerable for athletes who have worked on a lot of major lifts, but they're not working on mobility enough.
If you look at the anatomy, and we'll show you a photo of this, the abductor magnus, I mean, look at that muscle. That thing's a monster, right? We gotta make sure we get that muscle warmed up, activated. The gate swing is a great way to do it. So the takeaway message for today is slow it down, get more time under tension in terms of stretching, really focus on the technique, and you're gonna bring your athletes to the next level.